Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Herlinda Rizki Indonesiyin from Accounting 2018. I want to present my internship report at PT Jasa Raharja, Representative Office Level I Kediri. There are topics that we will discuss. First, place and time of implementation. Second, literary review of company. Third, the offer, and then obstacle and how to solve. Place and time of implementation. The name of this internship is PT Jasa Raharja Persero, Representative Office Level I Kediri. The location at Jalan Diponegoro, number 34, Wabarakatuh, Kecamatan Kota, Kediri City, Jawa Timur. And then the division of internship is Cashier and Finance. The number telephone is 0354684889. And then the time of internship implementation start from 1 October till 31 December 2021. The day of internship is weekdays from Monday till Friday, and the time is 7:30 a.m. till 4 p.m. There are 3 stages of implementation internship. The first stage is preparation. Preparation are carried out from August to September. There are professionals seek information about companies that open street vendor opportunities from Southern both in Jakarta and Kediri, making proposal and cover letters, and then submission to Jasa Raharja. And then the second stage is implementation. They are carried out from October till December. Practitioners starting internship as of Monday, 4 October 2020. Practitioner work from Office of Jasa Raharja, and then a practitioner in the cashier section and finance education also been transferred to the service section. And the last stage is reporting from January. One of the requirements for passing the PKL course, and then the PKL report is prepared simultaneously at the time the PKL takes place and after it. Background. PT Jasa Raharja as a state-owned company, which was founded on January 1, 1960, that engage in social insurance, especially in accident insurance. Based on the aim of providing security services for the community, the company is assigned by government to organize a social insurance program, namely managing the implementation of Undang-Undang Number 33 and Undang-Undang Number 34, 1664, concerning the mandatory passenger accidents insurance fund and concerning the road traffic accidents fund. And then in the year 2020, the company Jasa Raharja officially became a member of the Insurance and Guarantee BUMN Holding. After the majority of its shares held by the Indonesian government were handed over to Bahana Pembinaan Usaha Indonesia or Indonesia Financial Group or IFG. As of 2020, PT Jasa Raharja Persero has 29 of branch office, 63 representative office, 64 service office for Jasa Raharja or TPGR, and then 1,560 samsat of Indonesia. Also, PT Jasa has a subsidiary company. The name is PT Jasa Raharja Putra. Vision and mission. PT Jasa Raharja has a vision and mission that supports the sustainability of the company operation. As for the vision, is becoming a trusted company in providing basic protection against accident risk with the best services. And then The mission is providing basic protection that is digitally integrated and supported by superior human capital through tender stakeholders engagement. Company culture. PT Jasa Raharja has a corporate culture like other state-owned companies. The state-owned companies have core values, namely akhlak, amanah, competent, harmonis, loyal, adaptive, and collaborative. There is an identified and work culture adhesive that supports continuous performance improvement of the companies. Organizational structure. This video shows the organizational structure of the Kediri Level 1 Representative Office of PT Jasa Raharja. Based on the structure, there is a head of representative office who directly supervises the administrative staff. The head of representative also directly supervises the Jasa Raharja Level 2 Service Office or KPGR located in Tulungagung and Nganjuk. In addition, the head also directly supervises the staff in charge of Samsat through the Kediri residency. Company general activities. The first, implement accident insurance for passenger on public transportation in accordance with Undang-Undang Number 33 and Undang-Undang Number 34, 1964. Number two is conduct and close motor vehicle insurance agreements and legal liability insurance against third parties in the event of transportation equipment accidents. Third, receive indirect coverage to be held by the company itself. And then the last, number four, is carry out investment activities with due observance of the provision of laws and regulations. The next is field of work of Internship. There are many field work done by practitioner. First, verification of transaction filing accounting for payment of compensation claims at SMDD Jasa Raharja. Second, uploading proof of expenditure and online SPT for payment of compensation claims to SMDD Jasa Raharja. Third, the capitalization of guarantee letter or GL that has not been billed. Fourth, the capitalization and calculation of income tax 21. 5. Input SWDKLLG for acceptance process between Samsat Deposit Bank with bank receipt. 6. Create settlement letters for payment of compensation claims with the Dasi Jasa Raharja system. And then the last, number 7, is archiving all transaction billings for compensation claims to SMED Jasa Raharja. First, verification of transaction payment accounting for payment of compensation claims at SMDD Jasa Raharja. In this job, the practitioners helps the cashier to verify the accounting of all files and or proof of payment of compensation claims Jasa Raharja. At this stage, verification is carried out on the sub-transaction available in SMDD Jasa Raharja. In the verification process, the practitioner is directed to prioritize the mandatory files, which is a transaction file that must exist because it is the basis for the payment transaction for the compensation claim. Number 2 is uploading proof of expenditure and online SPT for payment of compensation claims to SMDD Jasa Raharja. In this case, the practitioner participate in upload the evidence into the SMDD Jasa Raharja because the payment of the compensation claim can only be made by the cashier staff only. The purpose of uploading this online SPT expenditure proof is to carry out a further process, namely accounting verification. And then third is recapitulation of guarantee letter or GL that has not been billed. In this work, the practitioners helps in recapitulating guarantee letter for the compensation that has not been paid. If there is a difference between the two nominals where the guarantee letter nominal is greater than the nominal of application, the Jasa Raharja must collect the remaining the nominal. In this case, the practitioner plays in a role in periodic recapitulation every 6 months of transaction. Number 4 is recapitulation and calculation of income tax 21. In this assignment, the practitioners helps in the process recapitulate and calculate income tax 21 employees or non-employees of Jasa Raharja. The purpose of this work is to find out the amount of income tax payable that must be paid by both employees and non-employees of Jasa Raharja. Number 5 is input SWDKLAG for acceptance cross test with some deposit with payment receipt. In this assignment, the practitioners helps the engineering section, which is input primary step for SWDKLAG, which is a deposit from Samsat under the supervision of Jasa Raharja Kediri representative. The process is carried out in the framework of the acceptance cross test to validate and match the result of SWDKLAG received between Samsat, deposit, and bank receipt. Number 6 is create settlements letters for payment of compensation claims with the Jasa Raharja system. In this work, the practitioners help the service department. As for the settlement letters for the payment of compensation claims made by the Jasa Raharja system, namely overbook notification to the victim, vehicle owner notice, and then supporting data for compensation settlement. There are 3 documents functioned as a complement to the compensation application file for the payment of the compensation by the cashier. And the last field of work is receiving of transaction billings for compensation claims to SMBD Jasa Raharja. In this work, the practitioners also helps in service section, where the practitioner does the filling work starting from scanning and uploading all the compensation transaction fields that have been previously paid by the cashier. First, make sure the transaction document is complete. Second, save on PC Finance Division. Third, log in to SNDT Jasa Raharja, and then the last is upload files for type of document to victim data required in their respective fields. And then this process is an act of receiving all the required evidence, which is will then be processed for verification by the cashier party section. The next is obstacles and how to solve. The first obstacle is the filling of transaction for submitting claims for compensation is incomplete and does not match the data on the system. There are solutions as the practitioner must ensure that from the moment the document is uploaded to the Jasa Raharja SNDT system, that must be complete. If it is found that several documents, especially those that are mandatory, do not exist, Then the practitioner can request this document from the party concerned as the applicant. And then if there is a lack or discrepancy in the filling processing documents, the practitioner must record the incomplete and inappropriate files into the spreadsheet and then have been provided. Number two of obstacles is accuracy in the transaction document accounting verification process. The solution are practitioners must check carefully in matching data between data already in the system and document that have been uploaded previously, and then the practitioner asks the service section to complete and change the filling, and then if it is appropriate, immediately select the preferred recommendation. A third of obstacle is accuracy in process of receipt of mandatory contribution of road traffic accidents fund or SWDKLH. The solution is the practitioner carefully conducts the SWDKLH acceptance cross-test process, namely by doing a recapitulation to the worksheet in Microsoft Excel that has been provided with a pre-list total. This is done to minimize possible errors conducted. In addition, to avoid or eliminate opportunities for manipulation of individual interests which can ultimately damage the company's reputation. And then the last of obstacles, number 4 is SMBD Jasa Raharja, Hoki Jasa Raharja, and Dasit Jasa Raharja system don't work. The solution is the practitioner must use a special internet network, namely by using a special Office VPN network, namely using the Global Protect application. User must log in using a staff account only. Without using the application, the Jasa Raharja system will not be able to run. Okay, well, here is documentation as a sign that the practitioner has really completed the internship that's in Jasa Raharja Kediri and then is well done. Okay, so many presentation for me. If there are many wrong words, I apologize professionally. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.